Career years, a blossoming rookie, okay goaltending, and a power play that needs work. That was the 2015-2016 Philadelphia Flyers season. Even though it ended in a 6-game loss to the Washington Capitals, we had a fun year. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Patrick Glenn, and welcome back to the channel. This is the 2015-2016 Philadelphia Flyers season review here on the Orange and Black Attack. Yes, we lost in 6 hard-fought games to the Washington Capitals yesterday afternoon. However, it was such a fun season. Take my glasses off since there's a glare. It was such a fun season. We saw the emergence of a great young star in Shane Gottisbehere. We saw career years by Braden Shen and Wayne Simmons. We saw a team that bonded with itself all over the all season long, sticking up for each other. It was such a good year. No, should not be disappointed at the way that this team played this year. Yes, we got beat in the playoffs, but we weren't supposed to be here, folks. This team started off 1-8, and then they rallied to basically after the All-Star break or after the New Year be one of the best teams in the NHL, and they were backed by great goaltending by Michael Neuwirth and by Steve Mason. We had such a fun year. I had fun doing this for a quarter of the season. Um, when I started to do this, I wanted to show my love for the Flyers and the passion I have for the NHL. It is my number one sport. I love anything. I love the Flyers. Um, I also love anything Philadelphia. I'm a 4-for-4 guy, but the Flyers are my number one passion. And if I was going to do a podcast, this was going to be it. It was going to be on the Philadelphia Flyers. As you guys can see, I have shaved my beard. Playoff beards are over. Time for me to go into my summer look, um, which is I keep the beard off, but it'll be back for the season next year when we get into the fall and winter. Um, hey, it was such a great year. I'm going to give grades for every single thing I can think of. Um, First, let's start off with the offense. C minus. Look, we had guys performing most of the year. The secondary scoring is where we need help in. Um, I don't want to break up. Don't get me wrong. Don't break up the fourth line of Van de Velde, White, and Belmar. I love that line. That's such a great line. I think you should keep that line together. They're a bunch of muckers and grinders that I like, and they turned out towards the latter end of this year to be our best line. Maybe you keep Voracek away from Giroux for a while, like for we did most part of the season. It seemed to work. Um, I think they need to get another centerman out there to complement Giroux. If that means bringing up Konechny now, fine. If not, maybe finding somebody in in free agency. That I take that. See if we can find somebody out there to complement Giroux. He needs help. He can't do it all. Um, I think it's time to say goodbye to guys like Scott Lawton. I think it's time to say goodbye to guys. RJ Umberger needs to go. He's just wasting space. And then when I get into the coaching, I'll explain that in a minute. Um, I think it's time for those guys to get out of here, and maybe we can find some guys in the off season, whether it be that we've got in the farm system or whether it be that we, go out and sign. I think it's time to say goodbye to these guys. We're not going to win with them. You keep Simmons, you keep Giroux, you keep Voracek. Braden Shen, I love his game. He stepped up this year. He's an opposing force. Um, Sean Couturier reminds me a lot of Ron Sutter back in the day. Though he doesn't score a lot of goals, he brings you the offensive. He brings you the defensive aspect. If anything, maybe he's like Dave Pullen. Um, Ron Sutter, Dave Pullen, that kind of type of guy. He's able to shut down the team stars. I think not having him in the last last 5 games of the series hurt us. Having him on, not having him to counteract Ovechkin. But other than that, I think maybe go out if Mike Richards is available. Hey, look, he may have had his problems in the past, but he's the type of guy that maybe if you decide to break up that fourth line, you put him on the fourth line and you have him, White, and Belmar together. Outstanding trio right there. I take that. Maybe go see. I mean, I know he was a Flyer before, and the way he played against us in the playoffs, hey, maybe he's the kind of guy that we can go out and maybe we can get to solidify that center position for the Flyers. I I don't know. I mean, I know we need more secondary scoring. I think it's time to say goodbye to Matt Reed. See if we can't trade him or just outright release him. He's got no game. He's not slow. He has no game. I think it's time to say goodbye to him. But all in all, I give the offense a C minus. There were some bright spots and of course the duds. Defense B plus. The defense played absolutely wonderful this year. Far on the line of not having Del Zotto back there. Drops it to a B plus. He got hurt. But Shane Gottisbehere, I cannot Ghost is one of those guys that if he does not win the Calder Trophy, which I think it'll either go to McDavid or Larkin, outstanding year. He was one of the catalysts this year. Team started to figure him out towards the end of the year. I think Ghost needs to rebound next year and try a little bit different things, but read what the team is doing and counteract to that. That's my only knock on Ghost, is that he tries to do the same things and the team is ready for it. Radko Gudas, I cannot beam enough about Radko Gudas. This guy came in that deal for Matt Carle and outstanding season, outstanding playoffs for Radko Gudas. He's he's a Philadelphia type of guy. He's rough and he's tumbling and he's as my buddy over at Shot from the Point would say, as Tommy C from Shot from the Point would say, he's a big hairy ape. Tommy loves Radko Gudas. I fell in love with Radko Gudas. Wonderful, absolutely wonderful hockey player. Andrew McDonald needs to go. I know he's got that contract, but I think Andrew McDonald needs to go. Uh, Keep Nick Schultz. Nick Schultz, he improved over the year. I was very highly critical of him at the beginning of the year. I thought he was going to be like another Luke Shen, skating traffic cone. But he surprised me. Brandon Manning, he played well. I think not having Del Zotto hurt us. But all in all, the defense played well this year. B plus for the defense. Uh, Goaltending, A minus. Both these guys played wonderful. I only give them an A minus due to the fact of Steve Mason in the playoffs and him letting in those goals. But I feel we have a good duo back to back as goaltenders. I think next year Hackstall should go with Neuwirth as the starter. I think Michael Neuwirth earned the starting job in the playoffs. He outplayed outstanding when he was called upon to when Mason was out with the family emergency and for when Mason wasn't doing anything right. Michael Neuwirth played outstanding for the Flyers. I think he should be the number one next year. Um, if they want to say goodbye to Steve Mason, I'll be okay with that. Bring up one of the guys you bring up a couple of the guy you drafted last year, or go out and find a suitable backup goaltender. If not, I think our goaltending is absolutely wonderful. Keep Mason as the backup, and if he can come in and do his job when he needs to. And I don't think he's one to carry a team deep into the playoffs, but he's a solid backup. Um, Power play D. And the only thing that kept us from getting an F was the second unit. Our power play was absolutely horrendous this year. Horrendous. That is the number. That is the word. Couldn't get anything in front. Couldn't throw anything back. Every time we pulled into zone, we were fumbling pucks. Nothing. D minus for the power play. Needs to be fixed in the off season. And I think under another year under Hackstall's supervision, it'll be done. That's where it needs to be fixed. I think maybe you break up Giroux and Voracek and Simmons on that and mix some people around and do it that way. Penalty kill, I give that an A plus. Though it was not that great during the regular season, during our push towards the playoffs, the penalty kill outshined everything this year. Not an A plus, I say an A. Our penalty kill was great. Vandevelde and Belmar, I love those two as a duo. They remind me of Brian Propp and Dave Poulin. For those who are fans of the teams in the 80s, they remind me of those two guys. Um, Able to shut power plays down. Yes, I know the Caps really did a number on us, but it's the Capitals, and they had a number one power play all year long. And you have Ovechkin sitting at the left corner wanting to rip shots, so can't can't stop that. But they did outstanding in the last two games of this year. I mean, guys are going up and blocking shots. They were getting, and I think if Pittsburgh's going to win that series against Washington, that's what they're going to learn from the Flyers. You immediately get somebody over, and as soon as Vetchkin wants to let that shot go, he's going to have to adjust. If he's just going to think if the teams now are going to watch the Flyers the way that they handled him on the penalty kill the rest of this game, except for game 3, you're going to just pressure him. As soon as the puck gets over there, get somebody up there to get in the way. Make him adjust to you. That's why I was very, very happy with our penalty kill this year. I was surprised to see Giroux playing a penalty kill. He did an absolutely okay job, but Vandevelde and Belmar, like I said, they remind me of Brian Propp and Dave Poulin. Uh, Other than that, coaching, I give coaching a B this year. Hackstall in his first year did an outstanding job to get this team to buy in to uh, to buy in to his system. It took a little bit, but once they finally bought in, we got on the roll and we got into the playoffs. Um, I think Gordon Murphy did a great job handling the defensemen, and Ian LaPerriere did a great job helping out with Hackstall on the game plan. As far as the general manager goes, I believe in Ron Hextall. I believe everything that's going on. Um, I think the pieces are coming with Konechny, with Moran, Provorov, uh, Robert Haig, all these kids that are sitting down in the minors that can hopefully make this team next year. I'll be happy to see that. Um, Next year's theme when I come back in September to do the preview show is taking the next step. That is what we need to do. Take the next step, get a little bit better. Offensively, we need to get better. Defensively, we're okay. We can improve a little bit, much more on that. Maybe find a solid veteran defenseman to help. I expect if he makes the team next year, I expect Provorov and Ghost on the same defensive unit, and the NHL better look out. Um, Sad though, this year we lost our owner. Um, you will be missed, Ed Snyder. Thank you again for all you've done for bringing hockey to Philadelphia. And if you did not bring hockey to Philadelphia, you wouldn't have fans like me, and you wouldn't have fans that come to 81 games a year at the Wells Fargo Center. And folks, when that place is buzzing, it's buzzing. I had a chance to take my boy to a game this year, the Joe Watson Hall of Fame night. Uh, Outstanding, outstanding. Um, and the building is great, and he had such a great time. It was his second game overall, and they were able to score, and he got to see a hat trick that game. But like I said, above expectations. This team played above expectations. Um, that's more I can say. I've had fun doing this for about a quarter portion of the year. Um, I'll still probably be making videos throughout the summer with my docking video. And if there's any big news that comes about with the Flyers, I'll be on. I may be on after the draft, let you guys know who we got, who we picked up, and if we have any big key free agent signings or if there's any trades, I will try to come on and do that for you. I've had fun. For those who are wondering where I get the Today in Flyers history from, there is a website called FlyersHistory.net. Has all the team rosters, every single playoff game, every single game outcome. It lets you know what's going on, what birthdays for certain former Flyers, and all that kind of stuff. That's where I go and get that. I've had so much fun doing this year, and I will see you guys after the playoffs and after the draft, or if there's any big Philadelphia signings or anything like that. But if nothing really big happens, I will see you guys in September for a preview show, which will be called Taking the Next Step. If you guys like that, let me know in the comment section below. Like, sub and share. My name is Patrick Glenn. I've had fun doing this. And as I always say, and I got this from the late great Gene Hart, who would always end the Flyers broadcast this way, good night and good hockey.